Welcome back to Miss Kim's Home and Garden. Today I'll be harvesting sweet corn and I'll show you two different ways to store it for the winter. Okay, I ended up with about a baker's dozen that I harvested from the garden today. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned. Okay, now that I have the husk off, I'm going to go ahead and cut the tip of the corn off. Okay, it's now ready for a water bath. Now, this is another way to actually store the corn. And as what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ear of corn and I'm going to just cut the bottom part off here, not where the corn is, just the bottom. Okay, you can see that. And now I'm going to cut the top right about here, because that's usually where your bugs are, so that's where you want to cut that off, because this is how we're going to store this corn. And I'm going to take the first layer of the husk off. Like this. And this is what it should look like when you're ready to go ahead and store it in freezer bags. You'll put them in freezer bags and they will fit 4 to a gallon bag. And you can store it up to 1 year in a deep freeze. And make sure it's a deep freeze. And it's very important to make sure that you get all the air out of the freezer bag before you freeze this corn. And I will put together another video on how to cook this when you bring it out of the freezer. And here's a second way to store corn on the cob in the freezer. You'll first clean it. You'll need a big bowl of ice water. You'll need a big stock pot with boiling water. Okay, you will add your corn and you will let it boil for exactly 4 minutes. And that is what you call blanching. And it's very important that you get the corn in the ice water as soon as it comes out of the boiling water, because this will shock the corn and stop it from cooking. And most generally about 3 to 4 minutes it will be cooled down and you can take it out of the ice water and sit it on the cookie sheet and get it ready to store in the freezer. Okay, I'm now going to go ahead and take a piece of saran wrap and I'm going to individually wrap each ear of corn. Okay, at about this time in the video, you're probably looking at all this corn thinking, how did she turn 13 ears of corn into all this corn? Well, this corn here I did not grow. I actually had a good friend come down from Iowa, and she brought me down 206 ears of peaches and cream sweet corn from Grimes, Iowa. Okay, I added 4 pieces of corn to each freezer bag that are individually wrapped in saran wrap, and they will go in the deep freeze. And they can also be frozen up to 1 year in a deep freeze. And here's some of the sweet corn, all bagged up and frozen in the deep freeze. I only ended up doing about 130 ears because I did share a lot of it with my neighbors. Thanks, Miss Patty, for bringing down the corn. I hope you've been inspired by this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.